Welcome back to Dom's Corner, everybody. I am your host, Dom Martino, and sitting with me today is Miss Samee Ramirez on the news. How you doing today, Samee?
I'm doing good. Real happy to be here.
All right. Some exciting stuff today, that's for sure. A lot of news.
Yeah,
Not really a lot of news, but
some good news.
A fair amount of great news, I would say.
Yes.
And on the bottom there, we have Mr. Cisco Scartozzi. Cisco, how are you doing today?
Glad to have
you. Pretty good. Yeah, right. Good to be here. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, man. Appreciate you asking. And excited to talk about this Obi-Wan casting. I mean, we got the Bad Batch trailer. I mean, obviously, anytime I get Star Wars news, I'm in a good place. I don't know about you guys, but it makes me happy. But hey, guys, before we get started here today, please hit the like button below, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, share this with your friends, and also please hit the bell for notifications. Much appreciated. And we are having no lagging today, folks. No audio popping today.
Lag free.
We are good to go. Oh wait, it just lagged a little. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so
yeah. You ruined it.
It's the Zack Snyder slow-mo.
That's all it was. Just Snyder, sometimes he sneaks into your streams and he just won't go away, but
he just slows it down a bit.
Yeah. So I was kind of talking to you guys earlier about this, and I don't get my kicks off of talking about other YouTubers, obviously, but I mean, this guy I've mentioned on this channel like multiple times. If you haven't subscribed to him, it's Star Wars Theory. Highly recommend him. I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan at any capacity, he almost makes you love Star Wars more. You know what I mean? He has this like ability to him because you can tell that he is just so genuinely in love with the property, and like when you're watching him, you just fall in love with Star Wars so much more yourself, and that's one of the things I love about him. And sure, he's not happy with a lot of the sequels, which some people are very toxic about it, but he finds a way to not like them incredibly respectfully, which is another thing I like. A lot of people, you got to dislike things respectfully if you're going to dislike that. And a lot of people just, they're very toxic about the way they dislike the properties. And really, I've said this before about him, Star Wars Theory, of all the YouTubers about Star Wars, should be the most toxic anyway, because Lucasfilm has not been kind to him over the years, so you would think that he'd be the most pissed off and everything, but he really does keep a respectful way about him, and I really respect that about him. But he's been working with, Mark Fernandez. He's making some connections, and they had on last night. It was him and Fernandez interviewed Alan Dean Foster, who was the writer of not only the novelization for A New Hope. He wrote some Legends stuff. Splinter of the Mind's Eye, which is one I've never read, is a Legends book that he wrote, and now I'm really interested in kind of checking it out maybe after hearing this interview. And then he also did what was it called? Force Awakens. What was it called? Of course, I forget that. But Force Awakens novelization as well. And he just had so many interesting things to say about it. Like, he worked incredibly closely with George. You know what I mean? Really interesting, stuff to say about George. I mean, he was kind of talking about, he's like, George just came off like a nice guy when I met him. He didn't come off like a filmmaker, a big shot Hollywood, like people that you would usually meet. You meet George Lucas, he just seems like a nice guy. He takes you around the set. He's like, oh yeah, here's the Death Star. Here's it's just showing you all sorts of things. And he was just very accommodating and nice. And then, he was kind of comparing that to, I was talking about this a little bit earlier, working with, say, a committee, or a big studio like Disney, and just the differences in that. And like, he's like, the difference is like, he says like the experiences both were good in their own right. Like with Disney, they were still like, write whatever you want, you know what I mean? But so when he wrote the Force Awakens for them, he did write whatever he wanted, but then they took out things that he felt like, were just unnecessary to take out. And like, what was really funny is he was like, he was saying how he kind of like started to test them a little bit by putting in things that he thought that they would just find ridiculous and stuff, and they would keep that stuff in. Now I'm really interested to read that Force Awakens novelization. I do own it back there, but just things like that were really interesting. Yeah, one of the funny things he talked about on there as well was they had asked him if, he ever interacted with George while writing the Force Awakens novelization. He was like, I didn't see George once, and he was like, it's probably a good thing, because George would have told me to sneak stuff into that novel, and I probably would have listened to him, and then Disney probably would have wanted me to take it out, and then when I explained to them that George Lucas told me to do it, it probably would have been awkward for everybody. So I found that stuff to be super interesting and fascinating. And then the thing he said, he was not a fan of The Last Jedi himself either. He was kind of talking about that and stuff like, as somebody who loves The Last Jedi, I was just like, oh, forget it. People who work closely with George don't even like the movie. I must know nothing about Star Wars. But, then I saw the Bad Batch trailer, and it reminded me of, why
you like
I love
what you
Star
like.
Wars. And, really, I do still love The Last Jedi. I'll defend it. And I get it. It's hard for people who knew George or George himself, regardless if The Last Jedi was overall well received. I doubt George Lucas would like it, right? I mean, because it's it's, or anybody that worked closely with him.
It's not his style,
because they know the vision, they know his style. They respect George on a level, and George respects his own philosophies, which clearly they didn't carry over and things like that. So it just made a lot of sense to me that people working closely with George wouldn't really dig that. But I do recommend you guys check that out. Okay. And then I was also telling you, got the Revenge of the Sith VHS tape, which there's not a lot of these that have been made officially. So I was very happy to find that. I think they were really made just for rentals for the library and things like that. I telling you, I put this thing on today, and I'm like, this is the way George wanted me to watch it. 'Cause
analog, baby. Let's go.
Oh yeah. And it's got that it's so letterbox, you know what I mean? In a big way, to where it's it's not like it is now, to where they've obviously widened up the screen. Of course, I mean, if I were to tell somebody to watch it now, I'd say watch the Blu-ray or the 4K, but
you got to get that VHS, man. The quality is just
you gotta get the VHS tape. They only made it for rentals in libraries. You
Screw 1080, the VHS
exactly.
is where it's
Pay
at.
whatever you need to.
Exactly.
That is the way George Lucas needed you to watch it.
That's his vision.
The only way.
100%.
It's like a poem. It rhymes.
It's like a poem. It rhymes. This is
all of his works.
This
Special
is the
effect
way.
without a story is an incredibly boring thing. It's like you take Anthony Daniels out of the suit, and it's just a suit. It's just a hunk of junk, and then you put him in the hunk of junk, and it's a character. Wow. He really says stuff like that. If you ever pop in the original,
he's like a kid. He's like a kid in an old man's body.
Yeah.
Honestly, a kid.
Is.
If a kid said something like that, you'd be like, "Oh, that's cute." But then it's George Lucas, and you're like, "I guess, cool."
Yeah.
I guess he is a character.
Yeah, no, he's something. He's something. Did you guys ever see that clip of that documentary that guy was doing, and George literally photobombed this thing? It was amazing. Nothing to do with Star Wars. It was a science documentary, funny enough, but the documentary itself had nothing to do with George or Star Wars. And then the guy's just talking. He's walking down the street. They're filming this documentary, and then George Lucas out of the blue just shows up behind him. He didn't even say anything. He just looks over at the camera and then just keeps walking to where he's going. I was like, how excited would you be if you were doing a documentary and George Lucas just walked behind you in the middle of the street? I don't know. Would you have to pay him?
You hit the gold mine.
Yeah.
You hit the lottery. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Well, by all accounts, too, on that Star Wars, I told you I have the Blu-ray set of the prequels and the George Lucas ones, the OGs, and just there's tons of special features on that too. And they say when George Lucas was doing A New Hope, or Star Wars as it was called, that he was just super quiet, what I mean, because it was his first movie, and you think of a director as barking out orders or whatever, but for some reason George Lucas, that's not what how he would operate at all. He'd probably just he'd whisper to you if you want to just stand over here, and
exactly.
We'll get the
I think he would still direct the same way as the thing. You know what I mean? I think he would. I don't think he's changed his directing style at all.
No.
It's always been the famous faster and more intense. That's the famous George line is direction.
And I mean, And I mean, like Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher have like told stories about how like they were like the fun ones on set, and they would like try to be like, you know,
I wish I
having
could be
fun
on
and
that
stuff,
set
and then they
with
would
them.
go and they would like try to get George to be involved, and he would just be like, "Sorry, guys."
Yeah, it was basically they always said like
I have a scene to set up.
Right, exactly. But they basically always said like when Al Guinness showed up is when they started to take it seriously.
Yeah,
and
seriously.
you could almost tell
They
when
were
you're
like,
watching it. You
we're
could almost
actors
tell.
now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you get
we
Mark
got a
Hamill,
serious actor here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get Mark Hamill in the beginning of we had to go to Tashi Station to get some power converters, you know, and then like you get that version of Luke to how did my father die? You know, this very introspective type of Luke Skywalker, and it's like it's almost two different characters from scene to scene, but on the same hand, like it just works for whatever reason. But I think that's part of the classic of it. Uncle Owen, yeah. It's R2. It's a bad motivator. Look, I love it.
You know why he named it Tashi Station? I just learned this today.
Why is it?
No.
Because one of the detectives who was working the Zodiac case, his last name is Tashi. I think it's the character that Mark Ruffalo played in the Zodiac movie.
I'll go back and look at that. Yeah.
And George Lucas was like, you know, growing up obviously around that time when Zodiac Killer was operating, and he just was like into the case and just named it Tashi Station.
Yeah.
So I heard on the podcast today. I have no idea if that's true or not, but I'm like, it sounds like it could be legit. Like I don't know why that wouldn't be. George would do. Yeah. So there you go, Tashi Station.
No, it might be. I mean, yeah. Did you see the? Did you see the Instagram photo that Mark Hamill put out where he was like, I finally got there, and it was a gas station called Tashi, and he was standing in front of it. I thought that was amazing.
No, I need to see that. I'm gonna look it up right now.
It's on, yeah, you can find it online. It's amazing. Yeah, he's like, he looks so happy too in the photo. He finally got to Tashi Station. it
finally
like,
got there.
Literally looks like a marathon, but for some reason it was called Tashi. I wonder if it was after Star Wars. I would imagine so, right? Yeah, that's so weird that, you know, I don't know, maybe he heard about it and traveled over there. I don't know if he just stumbled upon it or what happened, but I just thought it was pretty cool that he actually found the Tashi Station.
That's really cool.
I mean, he's lived a long enough life
at
this point. You would think he would find it at some point, right? If there was one. And yeah, no, but he Instagrammed it. I mean, it was hilarious. Oh my gosh, I love following Hamill on Instagram because you got the I mean, you get a lot of different funny. He's like the world's best dad joker. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
really?
he gives the best dad jokes you can think of. Like come from Mark Hamill. Like the one where he's like, "Hey, here's the new Star Wars trailer," and it was like an actual trailer with the word Star Wars on it. It was amazing, like a mobile home.
Classic dad joke.
Yeah, that's
classic
a dad
joke.
All his dad jokes.
101 right there.
Yeah. So
exactly, they show that in the 101.
Also very political. If you follow him on Twitter, very political.
Oh, he is. He's not quiet about his political stance.
No.
Yeah. I mean, he'll shut up about how he feels about those sequels, but his political stance is like
that's probably in a contract somewhere though. About
possibly. I'm not sure.
Although, like the Last Jedi thing of what he said about that just was that all the outlets ran with that about how he didn't like it at first.
No, yeah,
we fundamentally disagreed.
Yeah,
with the character.
No, he did.
All the fans were like, "That's what we're saying."
Yeah, but there was so much more to the interview that, like, I always felt bad because there was so much more to those interviews that they like clearly cut out, you know, for dramatic.
That's
purposes.
what I'm saying. They took that and ran with it, and so that's why.
Yeah.
That became the you know, the story.
Because if you listen to him, and I do believe him when he says this, a lot of those interviews where he talks about, he's like, yes, I fundamentally disagreed with the character. I'm not the writer, which is true. He's not the writer. He's not the one who gets paid to write things. He could fundamentally.
He is the character though. So he can feel that way.
He could feel that way, and that's his right too.
He's been with it the longest.
100%, and I agree with that. I'm just saying that, like, you know, just because he doesn't agree with the take doesn't mean it is the best or not the best. You know, it's just, you know, so he's right about that. The other thing I would say, you know, I mean, they should definitely take some input from him. Don't get me wrong. Like, if he's like, I think Luke should do this, they should, you know, be considerate of that. You know, I'm not saying that that's not the case, but you know, one of the things he said about Ryan, you know, that he he said differed from JJ is that Ryan actually did have conversations with him as opposed to JJ, because Luke wanted to be or Mark Hamill wanted to be in Force Awakens more, or just have like a little more screen time, or wanted to do the scenes differently that he had, and JJ basically told him to fuck off. He said that, and like he said,
in his defense though, that cliffhanger is like one of the best parts of Force Awakens.
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying like
kind of happy that he only had the one scene.
But I'm saying,
and then it set it up for the next person.
He stabbed JJ more than he has Ryan, because he said the one thing about Ryan, like Ryan had conversations with him. Ryan invited him over to his house. They watched movies together. They did things together. He likes Ryan. He said this a billion times. He thinks Ryan is a really good guy, and that's why he trusted his vision. He was like, I trust in his vision though, because he's a really good guy. He clearly had an idea. He knew how to execute that idea. And the other thing he also said was, he pushed me as an actor, which I don't think any of us can disagree with. Like Mark Hamill's performance of what Ryan wanted for that, you could not like the direction of the character, but the performance was definitely one of Hamill's best. He really did everything Ryan wanted the best of his ability, and I do think it pushed the actor Mark Hamill dramatically in a way that we haven't seen before, and I don't think anybody can disagree with that. And Hamill said, I love that it pushed me. He pushed me in a way that at least, he said he didn't think he was ready for the dramatic, stuff at the way that, he was pushed. And he was so happy by the end of the experience because, he did push him. So, that there's so much context that people have, seemed to cut from those interviews that if you watch the director in the Jedi documentary, Rian Johnson feels terrible about the way he, took Luke. Like he felt terrible for Mark Hamill, not about the vision itself. He was confident in the vision, but he felt bad for Mark Hamill. If you watch that interview, it's dramatic to watch their conversations because Ryan clearly felt for him. You know what I mean? They show the raw behind the scenes conversations they were having. Ryan clearly had a lot of heart. He's like, I just feel so bad for him because he just, I know that this isn't what he wanted. And, there was a scene, it breaks my heart every time I watch it in the director in the Jedi documentary where it's the one where the flashback, they're shooting the flashback sequence, and Luke has to, or Mark Hamill has to perform a very dramatic scene where he puts the arm on R2, and Mark Hamill was in literal tears in that scene, and Rian Johnson came over and he gave him a kiss on the forehead, and he's like, you did a really wonderful job with that, and just it breaks my heart every time because Mark Hamill clearly tapped into a really dark place in that moment, and it's crazy. And
I don't think people have a problem with Mark Hamill's performance. It's the writing and the direction of the character.
Right, they have a problem with Ryan.
With that.
Right, with
so I don't think people argue with you there for sure.
Oh no,
and Rian Johnson seems like a cool dude. I mean, I
think he's a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just on this podcast I listened to, Stephen King podcast, talking about On Writing, which is a Stephen King book I'm reading right now about Stephen King and just his advice or his journey of what he learned while writing over all these years. It's really good so far, and I can see why Rian Johnson would like a book like that because he's kind of breaking down all these writing techniques. But then at the same time in the interview, Rian Johnson's like, I disagree with Stephen King on some of these points, and I do things this way, and I'm like, oh, typical Rian Johnson. Well, that's why you gotta stray away from
possibly,
from
but that's
basic screenwriting rules.
Well, I think that's why his original stuff it pans out well, in terms of reception, because when he does original stuff, he has a brilliant mind. He doesn't think like any other filmmaker. That's another thing.
Yeah, I like all of his movies pretty much outside of Last Jedi. Honestly,
if you look at Last Jedi as a Rian Johnson film and not a Star Wars movie, it's brilliant. It is. There are so many things that are against the grain and in a good way, and I think that he really has one of the best minds out there in terms of filmmaking, and I think he shows a lot of potential for the future. You know what I mean? I think he is going to be considered one of the best by the end of his career. I mean, for sure, because
he's on his way there. His filmography is really solid.
Yeah.
And if you don't like Last Jedi, check out and literally any of his other films. Brick, Looper.
Even everybody
Knives
who
Out.
hated The Last Jedi saw Knives Out was like, wait, that was a really good movie.
That's the same guy. They're like, that's the same guy.
What?
Right, like the more casual people that were shitting all over Ryan before they knew who he was. Yeah, no, I own all his movies.
Saw Knives Out, and they were like, oh, he never mind.
Same.
Brick.
Yeah, me too.
Brick is one of the most. It's the best cheaply made thriller like out
It's
there.
awesome.
Like it's awesome.
It's
It's an awesome movie with
Noir.
a great narrative. Yeah, fantastic. Modern noir. It's exactly what it is. And Brothers Bloom is really great as well. I mean, it's got like it's fun. You know, it's not my favorite of his, but it's fun. I mean, you got like Looper. I think is probably almost his magnum opus at this point. Almost. I don't know. I love Looper. Like I think
it's really good.
It's airtight. There's almost no flaws in there.
Yeah.
Like he made sure every point of the story was covered. And like for a time travel movie, like I think that's really.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Bruce Willis, like unrecognizable. It's insane how they made him look like Bruce Willis.
Yeah, well that was one of the things that Ryan said because they were interviewing him. I saw an interview about Looper with him, and one of the things that they asked him was like, how'd you get those two to look so much alike? And Ryan said it was never about them looking alike. It was about them performing alike. And I was like, that is key to that movie. That's true, because if you watch it, it's like they actually don't look alike, but they sell it so well in their performances that you really feel like. And Ryan was kind of coy, but on the same hand, he was like he really did kind of admit to the fact that, like, you know, you don't really get great performances out of Bruce Willis anymore. So we really had to push Joseph Gordon-Levitt to like start performing. But that said, I would still say Looper is one of like.
I mean, he's not wrong though.
No, he's not.
I know,
he's not wrong in saying that, honestly. So.
But I still think that Looper is one of Willis's best performances in the past decade. Like I would say, because like he still tries. You could tell he definitely liked the script. He was trying. You know what I mean? And it was just it's a really phenomenal movie. And then say what you will about Last Jedi, but then you got Knives Out, which is like his own franchise. It's becoming his own franchise. Made money.
He's working on the sequel. He said he's working on the sequel. He's writing it right now.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think it's going to be great. I think he will be considered. And apparently, however many years down the line, another Star Wars trilogy. We'll see what happens, but. I think it's going to be 10 years down the line, maybe, but maybe 5, 6. I don't know. I mean, I think they're going to try to get this Taika Rogue Squadron stuff out of the way, whatever they're going to be doing there, and then they're these standalone movies, and then they're and the TV shows. They're just going to build it up. They're going to get the fans in a good place, and then one day you'll be watching an episode of Ahsoka, and it's going to say written and directed by Rian Johnson at the end of it, and you're going to go, wait, what? And then that's how they're going to win everybody back over, and then you'll see Ryan's movies get announced, and I don't know. We'll see. Something along those lines would be my prediction. I was telling you this story about G Phantom and Purple Haze last night. I'm trying to find this clip because it was so funny. So for the audience, Sammy, you want to go ahead and explain to the audience what was going on before he broke?
Yeah, so last night, Dom and I are doing our stereo show. Follow us on Stereo. We do shows every week. And we have on Stereo, there's the opportunity for listeners to send in audio messages. So get
go
this
follow
message.
us there. Anyway,
so go follow us there. Yes, at Samee Ramirez. What is it? At Dom _ Martino _ something like that.
This is a Dom Martino on Stereo.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry. Egg is on my face. Sorry. Anyway, false on Stereo. Anyway, we get this message from this man named Hercules, and in his avatars, he's wearing a purple mask, right? And I don't even know what he said. It starts saying all this stuff. Basically, he's a superhero. He's a superhero named Hercules.
For all y'all casual, very crude listeners.
Christian listeners.
Oh,
it was very
good Christian people. And then eventually, moments later, we get a message from the Green Phantom, who's another guy with an avatar with a green mask on, who's allegedly Hercules' rival. And they started going back, arch nemesis. They start going back and forth. They start hurling insults at each other. It's incredible. And then eventually, Hercules puts on some music, like some epic superhero, like Justice League, Zack Snyder epic music in the background. And he's like, I will find you, Green Phantom, or like whatever. But then at the very end, he broke, and it was the funniest
I'll show it to you. Like they were saying some really like you fucking asshole and things like that. Like it was like you fucking dirty cons and things like that. It was just like it was really crass. But
oh my god! So they had this bit set up.
Oh yeah, this
They have
was
this
so
bit
good.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like we're getting trolled. Like this is like a setup trolled move, but I'm not
Yeah.
mad about it whatsoever because
Right.
it was so entertaining.
Yeah. It's after this guy's message here that I'm trying to get through, and I know it comes like right after it. So hold on here.
Should we just vamp with some Wonder Woman music?
Here we go. I think it's coming up here.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Can you hear that?
I know.
Stories and things,
Yes.
because your mind is unbelievable, sir.
Here we go.
I love
It's
it.
coming.
I love the way you think. All right, let's play this.
Team purple or team green? I got purple.
Oh, it's after this one. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm on
he's on our
I
side.
got
Sam.
purple.
Sorry, G Phantom. We appreciate you being here. So let's see what we got.
It's over for you, purple.
Very soft.
I've made my mind up. It's over.
I can't hear it that well.
Yeah, I can.
Systems unite. Your hours
How about now?
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your time must end.
He broke. Yeah. Did you hear him laugh? He broke. Yes. He broke.
Oh my god.
That was one of the greatest
Oh yeah.
moments.
So shout out to the Green Phantom and Hercules.
Oh,
We
dude.
love you so much.
Yeah,
That was
those
definitely
guys were
worth.
awesome.
That was
Forever.
worth it. I'm
Hashtag
crying.
Team Purple.
I'm
Yeah.
crying.
See, now I have to be Team Green because G
That's good.
Phantom followed me. Hercules did not. So,
Wow.
Oh, really?
so
Damn.
Ooh.
yeah.
But now
I don't know,
we're
did
we're
anyone follow
enemies
me?
of the
Let me
show.
check.
Enemy of the show. Green. Yeah.
No, I want to bring peace to the world. Just why don't you both follow me and we'll be okay. All right.
Enemies of the show.
When are we getting the Snyder Green Phantom versus B purple guy?
Neither of them follow
Dawn of
me. So you
Justice.
know what? I don't like either of them.
Oh, they're both on
Okay, I'm
trial.
still Team Purple.
Yeah. The followers have been so
Please
wonky
follow
lately,
me.
Sammy. I don't know how you've been with them, but like they've been so wonky.
What?
Like I'm losing them and I'm gaining them. It's like it's
Yeah.
been
Right.
so,
I mean, I don't pay attention that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not for any like I don't pay attention to my followers, but like I'm just kind of like don't pay attention.
You're just busy.
I'm just busy. I just like who has the time?
Yeah.
Who has the memory in their brain available to be like, oh yeah, I had 100 this week and now it's down to this and now
Yeah.
I gained this much and that much. I'm like, I don't fucking remember.
I do have like 99 subscribers to my show that's coming on Saturday, and my OCD is
Nice.
like really killing me right now.
Mhm.
Like, can one person just like subscribe to the show?
Right. Yeah, you're
and
there.
just make it the even 100.
You're there
Yeah.
too, Sammy. You're
No,
at that
that's
99,
frustrating.
so you need to get to that 100. You're at that 99 right now, so you need to get to the 100.
Someone follow
Yeah.
me.
Now,
Just
people-
someone, anyone.
People like you more than me, evidently. I don't have 99, so I don't know how you got so.
You have
Um,
99 red balloons.
99 red balloons.
99 Luft balloons. Luft ballons.
I have 99 problems, but bitch ain't one.
Oh man.
In the words of the
Jay-Z.
philosopher Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
All right. On to,
Jay-Z.
all right, guys. On to the next one. All right. So.
Also a Jay-Z song. On to the next one.
Yeah, I know. Yep. That's why I did it.
Good job.
I'm glad you liked it.
All right.
All right.
Oh, I got some dirt on my shoulder. Hold on. I got some dirt on my shoulder.
Yes.
That beat, dude. Oh,
that
man.
beat's hot. That beat's hot. You don't. Jay-Z's Black Album, man.
One of the best.
I thought.
One of the best.
Okay, I remember when 444 came out, and like I looked at that album cover. I
Yeah.
was like, this is gonna be his best album. Nope, it's still the Black Album. Like nothing. He's
Yeah.
never topped that album. It's the best, and it had his best songs on it. Dirt Off Your Shoulder. He'll never beat that
I
song.
give a slight edge to Blueprint, but Black Album
I
is like
really
right
like Blueprint. I just
there.
think Black Album has a gladiator soundbite in it, for crying out loud. It's just
True.
like you
Yeah.
can't beat that, man. He's so good.
I don't know. It's more like the Pharrell songs. I'm not really into that, but
Mm.
I still really like it. It's still
Yeah.
like my second favorite if I had to pick.
But at least that was like, I mean, it was Pharrell before Pharrell, so I mean, yeah, I get it. But
True.
it's like, I don't know. I dig it. I just
Still really solid. Black Album. Check it out.
Solid
if you
as
haven't.
Yeah. One of the best of all time. One of the best of all time.
For sure.
So Samee, ready to get to some news?
We can get to some news. I got some news.
You got the news? Hey, start with that trailer, actually, if you could. We'll talk about that first.
The Bad Batch trailer?
Yes.
All right, so that's pretty much the news. We have a Bad Batch trailer debuted. So the Bad Batch is the new Disney Plus series, continuing from the Clone Wars series. And it is premiering on May the 4th with a 70-minute special premiere.
All right.
So that's really it. I've said before, I have not seen Clone Wars or Rebels,
right.
so I did not.
Me
know
neither.
much about
I'm
this.
not going to be very helpful in this segment. To be
honest, I mean,
so.
first of all, I'll say this: like, 70-minute premiere is awesome. By the way, for a Disney Plus show, like, I'm really excited about that alone. The other thing I'll say is, like, obviously May 4th ain't that far away, so that's getting really exciting as well.
A little over a month.
I think you guys, from judging by this trailer, and as somebody who has seen both Clone Wars and Rebels, I think you guys will be fine to watch this one if you want, if you were interested, because we're basically you're gonna know the setting of it. I mean, it's basically it's after Order 66 happened, so that's kind of where it looks like we're gonna be going here, and
that's the vibe I was getting from it, honestly. So that's good,
because there's not like really a lot like left open from Clone Wars, to be honest with you, that they could carry over here, at least in this time period. Like, a lot of the Clone Wars stuff got wrapped up in Rebels, which is before New Hope. So like right before New Hope, right before Rogue One, more or less. So this series being the right after Clone Wars, just moving into Order 66. Judging by this trailer, I think, and what I've seen in Clone Wars and Rebels, which is all of it, I think that this is going to be like its own story within Order 66. That said, the Bad Batch did get a backdoor pilot in the Clone Wars Season 7, so you can check out that backdoor pilot in there. Actually, it was like a 4-episode run in Season 7. I do recommend checking that out. Maybe it will just give you pretext for what the Bad Batch, you know what I mean, and what they are and everything. And you guys probably won't be lost too much on them and watching that. I think that it'll all make a lot of sense. I tell you guys, just watch Season 7 of the Clone Wars and then go back later. Season 7, you will not be bored. The whole thing is amazing.
Yeah. Can I say one thing without you getting mad at me?
Sure.
The animation style, I'm not crazy about it, to be honest. I feel like that might be why I haven't checked out the other ones. I just that like kind of clay, like bulky animation style is just not. I don't know. I might watch it and love it. I feel like that might be. And I talked to some other people and they kind of said the same thing. Like they don't like it either. And I'm just like, I don't know.
My recommendation is still to watch Season 7 though. 13 episodes, 20 minutes apiece. You're not losing much time. And I mean, honestly, like, the animation in Season 7 is so far stepped up from everything else Clone Wars. Like there is, that's good to hear. So they put like movie budget into that thing to finish that up. Like, the effects are really good, especially when you get into the final 4. You're gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe they pulled off those effects. You'll care about the characters because of things that you know from Mandalorian and things like that. And again, it sets up this Bad Batch thing. So I think it's the most significant season of Clone Wars. I think you'll be impressed with the animation in that, and I don't think you'll be too lost on anything going on. And again, if anything good comes out of it, I mean, it's going to be that you'll understand the Bad Batch just that much better after watching it, and you'll also maybe want to go back and see what happened beforehand to set all that up. You know what I mean? But I don't think you'll be. I still think the entirety of Season 7 will entertain all Star Wars fans. I don't think that there's going to be any Star Wars fan that walks into that and goes, oh, this sucks, you know, especially when they see where it goes. You're going to be like, oh my god, that was mind-blowing. So yeah, I mean, that'd be my recommendation, even if you were if you've seen animation styles from it and we're like, I'm not a big fan of it. Anyway, this trailer, let's talk about this. For Bad Batch, I was blown away. I mean, I watched, I'll be honest, I was not excited for the show when it got announced. I thought, that's feels gimmicky that they're going to kind of take the Bad Batch from Season 7 and then just carry it over and make a whole new animated series. now I see what's they're kind of doing with it. You know, they're bringing in this like child character, which is going to be really interesting. I'm interested to see how that plays. It looks like they're going to be kind of like the renegade clones in the Order 66. Like they're going to be like going against the grain of what the Empire wants, it looks like, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like I we'll see what happens. It looks like it's definitely gonna have like a lot of twists and turns and things like that. It's gonna add a lot more to the Empire taking over, I think, and I mean Fennec Shand is gonna be in it, which that character I really enjoyed in Mandalorian. I was really happy to see her pop up quite a bit in this trailer. It looks like she's gonna be a significant part of the series, so I was really happy about that, and it sounds like it's Ming-Na Wen voicing her. I'm pretty sure it is. So
It is.
yeah, so I was really, really excited and pumped about that. And the other thing, I mean, the animation style, honestly, I was blown away by it in season 7. It almost looks like they've even made improvements to some of the animation in this a little bit. So I was like, yo, wow, this looks like awesome. Like it looks like there's going to be incredible action in it. There was I didn't even know what was going on, where the one chick had it was like a bow and arrow with like pink in it. It looked really really crazy. Like new things are going to be added to it, and I'm just excited. Like when I saw that first trailer for Bad Batch, I was like, okay, I can kind of see where they're going. Now that I saw this one, put a smile on my face the entire time, got me crazy stoked. Definitely looks like it's going to be in the same vein of some of the things we saw in season 7 of Clone Wars, which is hands down the best season of Clone Wars. So yeah, I'm just really pumped overall. But anyway, Cisco, what'd you think of the trailer? Did you have anything that stood out to you, or
no, like I said, I watched it on my break at work or whatever, and I still am just from what I'm seeing, I'm just like I'm kind of on the fence about it. But like I said, I don't have the context of like the Clone Wars or anything like that to really make me care about the characters. So maybe if I do watch it, I will get invested into those. So I mean, it's not like Disney Plus has a bunch of new stuff like rolled out. It's like they'll have like one Marvel show at a time, and then it looks like they'll probably do like some of that with the Star Wars too. So it's almost like you have like no choice or nothing else to watch on there but that. So that might just be, I just might be watching it just off of that, just because I'm paying for the damn service. So I mean, I might check it out though.
I recommend going through season 7 of Clone Wars for sure, but even if you don't, I don't think you'll be lost on this show. From what I'm gathering, it looks like there's going to be
like its own thing. Yeah,
for the most part. It's just you do get the backdoor pilot for who the Bad Batch are in season 7 of Clone Wars, so that's really all it is. But I would imagine it looks like it's even going to get re-explained here to some degree, and it's just like, so I don't think anybody's going to be lost watching this. Could be wrong. I mean, Filoni likes to connect all of his stuff together in a big way sometimes, but you just ask the person above you and I'll be able to explain it to you if you ever get lost in the show. So.
No, you're like the resident Star Wars expert, so if I do have questions, I'm gonna come on here and ask you.
Exactly. Anyway, Samee, what'd you think of the trailer? Did it pique your interest at all? I
thought it looked cool. I thought it was interesting. I'm excited for, people who love the Clone Wars and Rebels for it. Again, I do have plans to go back and watch all of Clone Wars and Rebels.
Do those last 4 like I was telling you, Samee.
Right.
Because I'm telling you will be inspired to go back and you won't be lost on what's going on in the last 4 because it does connect to Revenge of the Sith so much. You're going to be like, oh, I already
know a little bit about Ahsoka. So her backstory.
Yeah, that's the other thing I would say to you, Cisco, is because I know you love Revenge of the Sith. The last 4 of season 7, it adds so much to that movie, Revenge of the Sith. In fact, somebody made an extended cut of Revenge of the Sith that's like 4 hours long, adding in those Clone Wars scenes
in there.
Because it does add so much to that movie. And I'm telling you, man, if you're a Revenge of the Sith fan, watch that last season at the very least of Clone Wars because it adds. So much. Like there's something about Obi-Wan that I don't want to tell you guys that he wow. Gives me chills just thinking about it. I love it. Anyway, Samee, was there more that you wanted to add? I mean, what did you think of Fennec in the trailer? Did were you at least happy to see her?
Cool. Happy to see her. Excited that she's showing up.
Yeah.
Decided that her story is just going to keep expanding.
Yeah.
So,
This is what I mean, man. Like Filoni connecting all the universes together. He or all of his stuff. You know what I mean?
right.
But he does that with allowing it to be in the overall vision of Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like he just knows how to bring it all together into one place. And like even like I know people think that he doesn't like the sequels, but like watch the last episode of. Not the last episode. I think it's like the penultimate in Rebels. Like there's this world. I don't know if you guys know anything about the world between worlds, but in the infamous world between worlds scene in Rebels, like where Ezra's kind of walking through, he almost has this like force moment, almost like Rey did at the end of Rise of Skywalker, where he's hearing all these different force ghosts, but it's forces of the future and the past and things like that. And he even hears like Rey in moments. You know what I mean? So like Filoni just knows how to take the universe, bring it all into one home, and the other thing that like I used to talk to when Ian was on, we used to talk about this all the time, is the fact that if Filoni wasn't like over in this animated spot setting up all these pieces, Star Wars would have been fucked right now. Like they would have had nothing. So we are so lucky that all this animated stuff was planting seeds for what could have possibly been the future. And I think that they definitely the fact that he took it and ran with it. I mean, it just says a lot about the fact that he just. If you love Mandalorian, you will at least love his vision of what he did in Clone Wars and Rebels. And I think Bad Batch will be no exception to that. That's kind of where I'm at with it. So I'm excited. Yeah. I am. I'm not going to lie. I'm more excited about it than I've been. So, what's
kind of wish I was a Force ghost sometimes,
Why?
Just chilling. They seem like they live a chill life.
Oh, yeah.
They really do.
Just so lording, just giving little tidbits to people here and there and then just dip out.
Yeah, for sure.
Force Ghost. Shout out to Force Ghost.
Force Ghost.
Shout out to Force Ghost. I love you. Rest in peace.
You're the real MVP, Force Ghost.
So real MVP. This is a Force Ghost world. We just live in it.
You're my boy, Blue.
This episode of Dom's Corner brought to you by Force Ghost.
Force Ghost. Yes.
All right. I'm good with
it. We want to be one. Force Ghost.
Oh my god. All
right. What's next?
Sorry. I'm
sorry.
You're
good. The next one?
Yeah.
All right, well, keeping with Star Wars, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi series has not only begun production, but we also have a full cast list. So we have the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is going to be fully directed by Deborah Chow. And we have already confirmed Ewan McGregor is returning as Obi-Wan Kenobi, as well as Hayden Christensen is coming back to play Anakin Skywalker. We also have confirmed Joel Edgerton and Bonnie Picie are going to be coming back to play. Oh my God, it's Uncle. Oh my God, Uncle. Oh my God, Aunt Beru and oh my God, it's slipping my brain. What's his name? What's his uncle's name?
Uncle Owen?
Honestly.
No.
Uncle Owen?
Uncle Owen.
Yeah, there you go.
I wanted to say Uncle Ben for some reason.
Me too.
It's not Uncle Ben.
I almost said Uncle Ben, and I was like, wait, nope.
I'm pretty sure I said that name twice toward the beginning of the show alone. But anyway, go ahead.
I was like, in Peru and Uncle Ben, and I was like, no, it's not it. Uncle Owen. They are back. They will be.
I'm not gonna lie, the Uncle Ben probably the most famous uncle in film.
Honestly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's understandable. I almost made the same
Uncle
mistake.
Ben's a pussy.
Yes.
He got shot.
Hey.
Uncle Owen got burnt.
Whatever.
Uncle Owen got burnt to shit.
He gives Spider-Man his I don't know, his philosophy.
Philosophy, exactly.
His code.
Well, he gave Luke the motivation to just look and walk away. So
right.
That was a very powerful moment. I'll give you that.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
That sunset look.
He's kind of gives a stare, kind of looks away, and then he's like, "All right, I want to go learn the ways of the Force, like my father."
All right, I can't stay here and get burnt to shit anymore. You know what I mean?
Anyway, Sammy, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Anyway, they will be playing Uncle Joel Edgerton and Bonnie Picie, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, who are reprising their roles, and then new cast members who are playing unknown roles at the moment. We have Moses Ingram, Kumail Nanjiani, Indira Varma, Rupert Friend, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Sung Kang, Simone Kessel. Thank you so much.
Han's back.
And Benny Safdie.
Does this open the door for a Fast and Furious crossover with Kenobi?
100%.
I think so. If Han is back in Fast and Furious, anything's possible.
100%. That's 100% what this is. It's happening. It might as well be happening.
And then O'Shea Jackson from Den of Thieves. This is going to be the Den of Thieves crossover into it too.
Exactly.
I'm honestly more excited about Benny Safdie than anyone on here.
Honestly,
I love Benny Safdie.
I'm like, who is he?
I just want to see who is he playing. Yeah, like it's just wow. That's gonna be something. Because I kind of have an idea of like what everyone else kind of character is gonna play just from looking at them and their past. Benny Safdie's a wild card. I don't know.
I agree. Like he could be a villain or like a friend.
Yes.
And I would buy him as either.
He was great in Good Time too. I don't know if you saw that, but he was excellent in that movie.
He was great in the movie. Yeah.
So
he's a good actor for sure.
But the whole cast, I'm hype about. I'm just I'm kind of joshing you guys, but I love the whole cast.
Yeah.
And I think they'll do great. And this is one of my most anticipated shows out of everything they announced. So I can't wait to see Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen back, and because they're the highlights of the prequels for me, honestly. And I always wanted to see more of him as Obi-Wan. So when they announced this, I was like, fuck yes, let's go.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm pretty much still on board, and bringing Joel Edgerton back, I think that's cool. And I think they got a really cool, diverse cast in here, and can't wait to see what they bring to it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah,
it's good. Sammy?
I mean, I'm so hyped about this. I completely echo everything that you said. I'm so hyped for this because again, I am a big prequels fan, and like honestly, probably my favorite part is Obi-Wan and Anakin. Like that relationship is like honestly probably my favorite part of the entire prequel trilogy. So to see more of that and to know that at some point they have to interact at some point, right? I mean, it would be, I wouldn't put it past them, but it would be wild if they went this whole show and they never interacted. They were never in the same room. They never connected at any point. That would be insane. So so that being said, the fact that at some point they're probably going to interact together again, it just like, it makes me so excited and so hyped that it's going to be wonderful. I'm so hyped. I do have to say though, it is interesting. So we have Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, but no little Luke yet. So I mean that leads me to believe that we will see a little Luke.
Could be like
a 10-year-old Luke.
Yeah,
which really excites me. That would be really cool.
How many midi-chlorians do you think little Luke's gonna have?
Off the scale.
Off the charts.
Off the charts. They're gonna be off the scale.
We don't talk about that. Sorry, we don't talk about that anymore.
We don't talk about that.
It's called M count now, sir. It's called M count.
That's right. Oh my god, that was insane.
M count.
Even Filoni and Favreau knew it was a bad word. Come on.
I was like, yeah, they even knew. They were like, this is a little.
And they fucking love George Lucas, but even they knew that word does not flow well. It doesn't just roll off the tongue. But I mean, it's not like other Star Wars words like
McClunky.
McClunky, yeah, there you go.
McClunky.
McClunky.
You know.
McClunky.
Ewok. I mean, you know. Like
oh my
God. All right,
God.
listen. So I know you guys didn't think I cared because I wasn't speaking this whole time, but it's a Star Wars story that I'm stoked about. So I was waiting to go last.
You think we didn't think you cared?
I was waiting.
Is that what you thought?
I knew you cared.
Come on, Dom. Give us more credit than that.
Well. All right,
Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen are coming.
If you were that hype about the Bad Batch, I knew you were gonna be hype about this.
Right. You're like, oh my god, I love the Bad Batch is gonna be so great. Couldn't give less of a shit about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I don't know.
No,
not feeling it.
Like, Ewan McGregor's coming back, and he's like, meh.
No.
Genuinely, I do have a concern, but I'll get to that in a minute.
Hot take.
I just have a small concern. That's all, and I just a small concern. First of all, obviously, I was stoked about Ewan and Hayden when I heard about it. I'll say the same thing now that I did when the announcement came out about Hayden. I hope he gets redemption. I hope that he does better here than he ever has in those prequels. And I wish the man well. I hope that they, I hope he's taken a lot of acting classes and he's ready to go.
No more love stories. No more unnecessary love
we're
stories.
Done with that. It's a full Vader now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's transitioned into full Vader, full throttle Vader.
I definitely think that we're gonna get the Walt and Jesse type moment from like El Camino, where like we get the flashback of the two. I think that's where Hayden's gonna come into play here. I don't think they're gonna put him in the suit.
Love El Camino,
I mean, why would you need to put him in the Darth Vader suit? That's weird to me, but okay. I mean, he could, I guess.
Just so he can say no again. No.
Well, listen, if he wants to and he wants to do all the stunts and everything, then all more power to him if he wants to do that as well. But I just don't see a need to, because you could put anybody in there, not anybody, but a lot of people in there, and we'd buy it was Vader.
True.
So,
well, I mean, the highest level of fan service would be for them for Vader and Obi-Wan to meet face to face, and for like him to take off the mask and have it be Hayden underneath, all like jacked up.
Like,
that would be like fan service.
Sup, bro?
That would be cool if they did something like that too. No,
I don't know
sure.
if they would do that though. That would be pretty heavy.
I don't disagree. Yeah. I just think that his main reason for being in this, I do think they're gonna pull
new mask. Who this?
What's up, bro?
New suit. Who this?
Anyway, I think the main reason he's going to be in here is for again, that El Camino type moment with Walt and Jesse. I think we're going to get one of those with Obi-Wan and Anakin. And I think that would be just the best way to go. But that said, I think some of this, I mean, most of this casting is amazing. I do agree with all that. Kumail Nanjiani, I was so excited about. I was like, guy is amazing, first of all.
And he's ripped now.
He's ripped now.
And he's swole.
Yeah. He could be coming in playing an Inquisitor. That would be super cool.
Think about it. Think about it.
I would love to see him take on something like that.
I feel like that's the kind of role that like they would offer him too.
An Inquisitor. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like that type of character.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think it would actually be against the grain of what he would normally do, but if he does come in and do it, right, yeah, like that's why I say, yeah. So that's why I think they would offer it to him, because it's something new for him. It's a new challenge. Yeah. I think the man is a very talented actor, so I think I want to see him do more. Like in Big Sick, he showed so much range. I mean, it was just, he really did, and he had so much going for him in that movie, and I think that a lot of people saw that talent and untapped potential, and I think that they're going to let him dive into that hopefully here. So I want to see him take on an Inquisitor, something dark. That's where I want it to go, but we'll see what happens. Something else. I mean, some of the other cast. Obviously, I knew Joel Edgerton was going to be in this thing for a while now. Like, I just knew it was happening. Ian and I kind of talked about this months ago that it was probably going to happen, but I'm stoked that it's confirmed now and that he is back.
Great actor.
He's a phenomenal actor. Much better than he's grown so much as an actor since we last saw him in the prequels. And not that he had like
he didn't really have much to do.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't really have much to do.
Right.
So.
And I want to see this Bonnie Bonnie Pisces like show up and like give a performance as well. I don't think she had any lines in that in the prequels, so I want to see her come back and like do something.
Which also.
Cool.
Side note about Bonnie Pisces is that did you guys watch The Vow on HBO Max?
I heard about it. I didn't watch it, but I heard that she was involved with some of that stuff.
She was involved in it. She's very much heavily involved in it. So I'm like, I'm so happy that she's getting like big work like this, and I'm like that she's getting that Disney Plus money. I'm like, good for her. Love that.
Right?
Oh yeah,
Love
I heard she was heavily
being happy and employed.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Heavily involved in it, right? Yeah, so like I heard about that actually, but I hope that
great documentary series.
I'll check it out maybe, but
it's great.
Yeah, I hope they gave her.
She's in it a lot too.
I hope they give her stuff to do, because like again in the prequels I don't think she had a single line, so I want to see her do a lot more. So O'Shea Jackson, O'Shea Jackson Jr. I think is gonna do really well. I mean, come on, he's he's got that untapped potential as well, I feel like. And I think that a lot of people, saw what he did and like say Straight Outta Compton, and they're like, yeah, we need to get
great
him.
in that.
He is good in the movie, but he's
and
playing...
Den of Thieves. Shout out to Den of Thieves. Love that movie too.
I just feel like in those movies he just plays the things that you would expect him to, and I hope that, again, I think that this is like all about redeeming actors. I feel like where we're gonna give them a second chance to really do it. Not that Ewan needs to be redeemed, but like just giving them a chance to do something that's maybe against the grain. That's what I'm hoping for. And same with was it Sung Lee? Who's the Han guy?
Sung Kang.
I'm sorry. I hope he comes in and gets justice for Han. I really do. I think he is a wonderful actor as well.
What kind of snacks you think he's gonna eat in Star Wars though? Because there's no potato chips. Maybe some blue milk.
Blue milk.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited too about Indira Varma, because she was in Game of Thrones, and I thought I liked her part a lot in there.
That's another good one.
Yeah, like a very meaty.
Yeah.
And like twisty part where you weren't sure where she was gonna go or what was gonna happen with her, but she was badass in that. Yeah. I really liked her in that. So I'm hoping she plays like another kind of actiony, like warrior chick part, because like she nailed it in Game of Thrones. I mean, she could play something against the grain there.
For sure.
But I thought she was so well in that part that I kind of don't want to see her do that. Like I kind of want her to play like another like just kicking ass character. So yeah. I know they haven't announced it yet, but Liam Neeson's in this thing. I'm telling you right now, he's in it. He's in it.
I hope so.
No,
my heart just like did a flutter. I was like, oh, I hope so.
Well, I think that this is. I hope that what they were doing here is announcing
justice for him too.
Right.
Justice for him.
Right.
Justice for Qui-Gon.
Right.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, I know. I want to see him, but I hope that what they're doing here is announcing the top build cast and not there. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't think Liam Neeson will be in it long, but I think he'll be in it.
Just like a cameo, right? Yeah.
Well, I think he'll have a significant scene for sure, like one or two significant scenes, but they'll be short, But the lines will be significant, and what was the exchange between him and Obi-Wan will be significant. But anyway, all that said, my one concern here, because this cast is phenomenal. Again, I love it. There's so much untapped potential, as I said, and I think that you can really do a lot here. My concern.
You think they're too good?
No,
they're too good.
No.
They're too good.
They're gonna overshadow Star Wars. They're too good.
No, nothing like that. No, it's honestly the fact that I've read like the mainline comics. I've read the journals of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I know what he was doing on Tatooine, and my fear is that they've hired these actors to just be one of the thieves stealing food on Tatooine that Obi-Wan's gonna hunt down real quick and just I want them to play roles. Because you have such a good cast, I want significant roles from them. I don't want them to be just the thieves of Tatooine, and then like it's a quick little, whatever. Oh, Kamal Nanjiani, he's so funny. We're gonna make him a funny little thief, like they did with the stupid. Who's the guy in the one in Mandalorian, the stupid one? Hey, Mando, that guy, that idiot. Like,
oh, right.
What they did with him.
I was thinking like Amy Sedaris.
Jake, her too. She's a good example. I don't want them to
but I know who you're talking about.
I don't want them to do that with these guys, and like I want them to, make them really good, strong characters, because there's never been a cast like this on a Disney Plus Star Wars series. I think you should take advantage of it. Obi-Wan has to be the focus. Don't get me wrong. Obi-Wan has to be the focus. But I think that there is a lot you can do with this cast, and I think you should let them work together really, really well. I don't know. I that's where I'm at with it. But anyway, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, like, well, you kind of already just said it right now. Is like, Obi-Wan has to be the focus, and so like I wouldn't mind if they're kind of like bit players, because Mandalorian has been doing that like for 2 seasons now, and it's been super successful. Like I know what you mean though. Like you want them to have more. I mean, for the most part, I haven't really minded even like the Amy Sedaris character, like they just bring in like Bill Burr or Taika Waititi, and it's like, oh yeah, let's see him.
But,
and then
okay, so Bill Burr's a good example though. I would rather a Bill Burr type of character, like type of significance, than an Amy Sedaris type of significance.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say here. Bill Burr, they gave him something that was against the grain, and it worked for him. You know what I mean? It's one of the best performances in the entire series. That's what I want from this cast.
But there are, if you're looking at this whole cast altogether, there's way too many people for that to happen. So you know that some of these are going to be just bit players.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Because Bill Burr is one person out of like how many, you know what I mean? So it's not, if you look at this whole cast, I don't think they're all going to get equal screen time.
Even if they're
it's impossible.
Even if they're small roles, make them significant impacting.
I know what you mean though. I know we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But like I do understand if some of them get like short screen time, like how they're doing in Mandalorian, because that seems to be what their style right now.
Yeah,
is like bring in character actors and have them play parts, and then just to enhance the story of Mandalorian or Obi-Wan.
Sure,
I kind of guide them through.
I just feel like this is an extra strong set of character actors. I just want to see them do stuff.
I agree.
You know? Yeah, I
agree.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Samee, what's next? Did you have anything you wanted to say about the cast? I don't think you really got a shot. Okay.
Pretty much it. I'm just really excited about this show.
Yeah, me too. I'm stoked. Can't wait.
Nice.
Hey, we're still getting the Vader Obi-Wan fight rematch, so I mean, I'm down with it either way. Like that's all. I really want to see.
Literally, I could cry right now. I could cry right now. That's it.
I don't know about you guys, but me and my brothers recite like the high ground scene like at least like once a week to each other. Like, just what an iconic scene.
I haven't talked to my brother in years, so no. Anyway, what do you got, Samee?
We have parts of your new empire. I always do the Obi-Wan part. So I'm like,
don't make me kill you.
To the Republic for democracy. I'll do what I must.
You were the chosen one.
You were the chosen one. You were supposed to restore the galaxy, not destroy it.
Some top tier acting right there. What a lord.
Ewan is great in the scenes. Hayden, on the other hand, lacking a little bit. He's got a little.
That is his best acting though, out of the whole prequel.
The pain part was good. Like when he's burning up and stuff. That was great. That was great. But
just Sith in general though. Sith is his best acting out of
actually the one line, it's not so much the acting but the line they gave you when to deliver though, your new empire. That was a weird line. Come on, I mean, let's be real, it's not great. It's not a great line.
No actor can save certain lines, you know what I mean?
How else is he supposed to deliver that one?
It's a bad line.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't lecture me, Obi-Wan.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Russell Crowe.
If you're not with me, you are my enemy. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
He's not done. He's not done.
He's not done. Do the whole thing.
Sorry, Samee.
Let me pull up the script.
Go ahead.
No, let me pull up the script.
All right, thank you.
We'll do this.
Right.
That wasn't the line you're looking. That's not the story you're looking for. We're gonna go back. We're
all the way back.
Oh my god, this has went off the rails so fast.
Right.
It's okay though. It's fun. This is fun.
This is fine.
You underestimate my power.
Do it.
Do it.
Anakin.
Do it. I knew it would
That's
come to this. The Jedi have taken over.
That's another thing my brother and I just say randomly. It's like, do it, Anakin.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
The power of the dark side. Unlimited power. Oh my god. Yeah, anyway. Could be here all day doing this shit.
Oh, honestly, we'll be here all day, folks.
All right, next.
Anyway,
Next.
Russell Crowe, he's been cast in Thor: Love and Thunder. So he's joining Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, and Christian Bale in an unknown role. And the film is still directed. It's going to be directed again by Taika Waititi, and it's set to come out May 6th of 2022.
All
So
right.
what do you guys think about this? Russell
I'm
Crowe
down. I love
or
Russell
Love
Crowe.
and Thunder?
Love Russell Crowe.
Same.
I'll watch him anywhere, anytime. I think he's a really talented actor. Except for Unhinged, I really have no interest. But anything else?
Have you seen that or no? You have no interest, you said?
I had interest till I heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
Otherwise, I love Russell Crowe.
2000s Russell Crowe though, like unfuckwittable. That was what a run.
Yeah.
I mean, I really I like when Russell Crowe taps into comedy. Like in The Nice Guys, he was great, and I think
oh my god, yes.
Yeah, I think that him and Taika can work really well together. Honestly, I see this is something that actually excites me about this movie because it gets me excited for it a little bit because I think Russell Crowe entering into something that's going to be hopefully a laugh riot. You know what I mean? I mean that's or I'm assuming it's just Taika's style. I think that him and Taika could come together and make some really incredible comedy. I hope Christian Bale kind of remains on the dark side, you know what I mean, a little bit more. But Russell Crowe, I want to see come in and actually be funny again. He doesn't do a lot of comedy, and I think he's really good when he does. So, and also Matt Damon's going to be in this one. They didn't mention that in the article, but that's another.
They did. They mentioned that it's rumored that he is gonna continue his cameo.
Yeah, rumored
from Ragnarok.
Rumored.
Yeah.
He just traveled over there during COVID to say hi to his buddy Chris Hemsworth.
Right. Right. They said there were the article said there was like photos from the set.
He traveled over there. I'm sure he's in the movie. I don't think he traveled during the pandemic just to say hi. He
took his Batmobile and just skirt.
Yeah. Well, he's in Ragnarok also, but it was for a quick cameo. I hope that Russell Crowe's kind of a somewhat. He doesn't have to be like crazy significant, but I hope he's somewhat bigger than
like a character.
Yeah, I just hope he's some kind of character, or he could voice somebody. I would be good with it. You know what I mean? Like Taika does in the movies. Like I think that Russell Crowe would be really good as an extra voice. Like I think
he'll be like a real character. Honestly,
you think so? All right.
Yeah, just like my gut feeling. Like I don't know. You get someone like Russell Crowe.
Sure.
I feel like a lot of the voice actors in Ragnarok weren't exactly like Russell Crowe type actors.
Right.
So I do think he is going to play like a legit person. Yeah. And I don't think he would sign on unless it was that.
Sure. No, 100%.
Maybe he would, but I think it's more. Sure. And they are both Kiwis. So Russell Crowe and Taika. So they'll probably get along very well.
I'm assuming they will. Yeah.
And he also just posted his dad died. So that's pretty sad.
That is sad.
So rest in peace to Russell Crowe's dad.
Yeah, rest in peace.
He made a really good post about it on Twitter. I saw. Cool. So
I'll have to check that out. I didn't know that, so very sorry about that. I mean, this cast is really shaping up. I mean, everybody wants to work with Taika. He's one of the hottest directors out there right now. I mean, he's really getting great talent for this, and it's starting to excite me a little bit for it. I mean, it really is, and I hope it's all executed well. Well, it'll be executed the way Taika wants to execute it. I just hope it appeals to me. I've told you my Ragnarok story a little more than Ragnarok appealed to me. Maybe it won't, and that's okay. It's just, again, I just, for myself, and I understand it's just not for me, Taika and the MCU, it's just not for me, but loving this cast, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of getting it's curiosity's getting the better of me, I'll say that much. So I'm definitely gonna go check it out on opening night and see what it's all about. But Cisco, do you have any more to say on it? Or
no, just like me and Samee have talked about it before, like love Ragnarok. It's one of my favorite out of all the MCU movies, so my excitement level was already like high, and like all these casting additions just keep like boosting it up and up. So right. Same thing with like the Obi-Wan thing. Like you really couldn't get me not excited for that. Like just before it's out, I'm just gonna be hyped for that. And so the casting of all that made me excited. And same thing with this one. Like Russell Crowe's a good actor. He's versatile and he can do whatever. So I think it'll be good. I've liked everything Taika's done, so
for sure
I can't see me not liking this movie.
Yeah, right on. Samee, what do you got?
Pretty much just what Cisco said. I'm just real hyped for it. I love Thor Ragnarok so much, and I was so excited that Taika was going to come back and do this movie, and yeah, I'm already so excited for it that this doesn't really, make me any more or less excited. Just, still so excited to see it.
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's next?
I just hope we get the Rock character back from Ragnarok.
Oh my God,
just
Korg.
please bring that guy
of course,
back.
yeah, I agree.
That guy was awesome.
I won't disagree with that statement. I won't disagree with that. No, for sure.
MVP of Ragnarok for me. That guy was hilarious.
Yeah. No disagreement from me on that. That's very true.
Well, yeah. What do you got?
That's awesome. So next up we have Kong, or Godzilla versus Kong, has set a global pandemic record. So Godzilla versus Kong was released in 38 overseas markets, and it got $121.8 million worldwide, including China.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
So this is the biggest debut for a Hollywood film in China since 2019. And this is the number one Warner Brothers. Yeah, this is the number one Warner Brothers debut. Yeah, exactly.
Since what? Endgame?
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, since Endgame, I guess. Yeah.
It had to be it, right?
Yeah. And this is also Warner Brothers' top box office numbers since the pandemic started, following after Wonder Woman 1984 and then Tenet right below that. So this was huge. I mean, a lot of things, especially overseas, are starting to open up following the pandemic. A lot of things are starting to get back to quote unquote normal. So, I mean, this, if you're looking at this is good evidence for that.
Yeah, it's a great sign.
People are starting to, get back out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is incredible news. This is what I would call an incredible piece of news. Probably one of the best pieces of news we've been able to report on in a long time. This is a sheer sign that the theaters we're going to be resilient when they come back. I think here in the U.S. I mean, I knew that this would do some kind of numbers in China. Don't get me wrong. It was Godzilla versus Kong, for crying out loud, and I knew it would do some numbers overseas. And this trailer obviously had everybody so hyped to the point where it's like, yeah, people are going to go see it at least. But 122 million, that was far beyond anything I expected. I gotta be honest, just from the overseas numbers. I think that goes far beyond my expectation. So I am so happy. I'm so pumped. I think that this also says that people probably went back and saw it more than once, which is a really good sign for the film itself. And yeah, it seems like
or went with people too.
Yeah,
went with more. Went with people.
That's another cool thing. Yeah, and it's like we're really and just as Americans in general, it's one of those really good. So I read an article during the pandemic. It's like, if you want to track the pandemic, look at how Hollywood's operating. If you really want to know how bad things are, track Hollywood and see how they're operating. And I think the fact that people went with people, as you were saying, Cisco, and they came out in packs, means that if they got to the other side of this thing, we're on our way, I feel like. And I think that's just a really good sign for us as a country right now, not to get like patriotic on here or anything, but like I feel like this is a really good thing for everybody. It's a really good way to track kind of where we're at in this whole pandemic situation. I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to get back to the theater every week and start seeing movies the way I used to, so we can come back to the channel and talk about them here, and it's just, it really almost brought a tear to my eye when I read this for the first time, because I was just like, this is the greatest sign that could ever be given to us movie lovers, you know what I mean, ever. And it's a big deal. It's a really big deal. Like, whether you're excited for this movie or not, if you're a movie fan in general, this is a huge deal that this movie made this kind of money. And I'm hoping it just gets better moving forward with some of these bigger blockbusters. But then again, that Kong versus Godzilla trailer, wow, it was great. So I don't blame people for risking it and going out there to see it, because this trailer was great. And of course you want to see it in the theater. So anyway, Cisco, what do you think?
I'm honestly not that surprised. Like, just I mean, like you said about like, Godzilla versus Kong, obviously I knew that was going to do well overseas. Like, and then just the timing of it, being when people are getting vaccinated now, and like, you know, theaters opening back up. I think it was just like kind of the perfect like combination of things for it to be. And I remember like looking at the slate of stuff coming out in theaters like this year, and like Godzilla versus Kong was like the first kind of blockbuster like on the schedule that I was like, oh, I hope that theaters are open by the time that comes out, so I can see that in a theater. Everything else before, like in the past 3 months, has been like, you know, I don't really have to see it in the theater necessarily. That being said, I just went to the theater and like with people last week, and like I said, I've had my first vaccine, waiting on the second one still. And I had a good experience. I saw nobody in a kind of a, you know, crowded theater more than I've been to in, you know, a year. So that was a really cool experience. It was like a really fun action movie, people cheering, and, you know, lots of like what you want in a theater experience basically. And then I also had like a very bad experience seeing The Father with people talking and being annoying, as we talked about like before we started recording. We don't have to get all into that, but I went into it on my show on Saturday, so it's on record about how awful that was. But so like, yes, I'm happy theaters are open, and I do think that this movie is going to do very well, and I'm going to try and see it in the theater, honestly, because it's just one of those movies. Like I even saw, you know, I think I've seen all the new ones in theaters, like all the Godzilla, King versus Monsters, and Kong. I saw all those in the theater, even though I really don't like. I think the only one I like out of those is Kong.
I love Kong.
I really didn't like the other two, but I think it's not fair to like see it on my screen here at home. Like, you know what I mean? It's not, those movies are meant to be seen on a big screen. So and I like Adam Wingard, so I'm really stoked for what he brings to this you know, universe. I heard all the action scenes are like just look amazing and like in light instead of like, you know, just in complete darkness, which was my problem with some of the other ones, that you actually can see the action this time. So I'm very excited for that. And yeah, like I said, I'm hoping to see it. We're talking about it on my show Saturday, so I'm hoping to see it before then in a theater, maybe like on Friday or something, Thursday, Friday, whenever they're showing it. So
I was kind of talking about this on stereo last night. I'm a huge Adam Wingard fan myself. If you haven't seen his first film, You're Next, I recommend that for sure.
Awesome movie.
Yeah. Thanks for backing me up on that. I love that movie. He's a really talented
Guest too.
dude.
The Guest too is really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, both of those are awesome.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. He's a really talented filmmaker. I can't wait, man. I said too on stereo that what I was going to do, I'll give it a chance on HBO Max. If I end up loving it, then I'll go to the theater to watch it, because even if I like it enough, you know, I'll just go to the theater to try it out there too. But I'll try it first on HBO Max and see where it goes. But Samee, you know, these are astronomical numbers in terms of in COVID speak. They are anyway. I mean, if it wasn't COVID, I mean, these would be very bad numbers. But do you think that this is maybe a sign that movies will start to push forward now, you know, like or move the dates up maybe now that we're seeing like these really good numbers, or, you know, kind of like that scene in Toy Story, back to your places? Or do you think that we're gonna be you know, just kind of sticking where we're at with the schedule and the slate?
There's been a couple that moved up.
I know Quiet Place 2 did.
Quiet Place 2. And I think there was one other one too. I can't remember off top, but definitely Quiet Place.
Anyway, Samee.
It's really hard to say, because again, a lot of these are overseas numbers right now, so it's hard to say for how it's going to look in the States. But I mean, I hope so. My God, I hope so. It does seem like that is the way we are going. This does look to be a sign in the right direction. So I'm gonna say that this is a good sign. So hopefully is my guess.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And are you excited? Does this make you any more excited for Godzilla versus Kong? I know you said you hadn't seen the other ones, so you weren't really on board. But But
are you going to beforehand, or are you just gonna?
I think I'm going to.
I honestly don't think it would like.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I don't think it would.
Yeah, I know, I'm gonna wait and see.
Bad
I'm
if
gonna
you
wait
didn't,
and see what you guys have to say, and then I'll think about it.
I think the only thing that would add is like there's probably gonna be some of the human characters back in this one. from the other ones, and honestly, they're like some of the worst parts of the other ones. So
and like don't even matter, right? And like I'll be able to figure it out. Like it's not going to be like confusing.
Yeah.
Although I've heard they're very good in this. I heard that they served the plot very well in this one, and I hope that's the case. I like Adam Wingard's character work. I think he can really craft something with those characters that where it really serves the plot. I mean, one of the things about him as a filmmaker, like Your Next really speaks to this, is like every character affects every character in the film. Like everything affects everything, but he can also make it a lot of fun, and it's not like it's over complicated either. He makes these really simple, fun little movies. I just think he's gonna do a phenomenal job with it. But anyway, what's next?
All right, so this is our last piece of news for today.
Is it?
And it's a doozy. It is a doozy. So basically, what's going on is Godzilla vs. Kong has been getting review bombed by angry Snyderverse fans. And they're mad at Warner Brothers, and they want the Snyderverse to continue, and they're taking it out on Godzilla vs. Kong. So what has happened was just a bunch of angry fans went online and posted 1-star reviews of Godzilla vs. Kong, and basically just that hashtag continue, or where they say hashtag restore the Snyderverse.
Right.
And that's basically it. I find this super annoying. I get the thought behind it. However, it's super annoying and really just not okay, actually, to take it. Like, I know you're trying to get Warner Brothers' attention. I understand that, but it's in the worst possible way. They're not going to care. They do not care. They're not going to do it.
On top of that,
is not going to change their mind.
Yeah, on top of that, it's kind of hypocritical, too, because it's like, they want so hard for people to, like, respect the director's vision and, not get in the way of a director, and you're gonna do that by bombing another director's vision for another movie. You know what I'm saying? Just because you want your movie and your Snyderverse to be
under the same umbrella too. And
this was kind of what I feared with the Snyder Cut. Honestly, this is what I feared would happen, and it sucks that it is happening. You know what I mean? Like I keep saying, I'm glad people got the Snyder Cut, but like it's not enough. They're now they're greedy, and it's understandable you want the Snyderverse. Okay, hashtag all you want. Like, it's annoying to me, honestly, but don't do it on IMDb for other movies. That's just I'm gonna.
I mean, listen, I am all for hashtag. You guys know me. I'm all for hashtag release the Snyderverse. I'll kind of preface my point this way. I think that this is an awesome campaign that the fans are doing. I'm all for it. But I'm gonna look at the camera when I say this. This is in case anybody out there is watching.
Oh boy.
You guys are fucking idiots. Like, why did you think this was a good idea?
Yeah.
You know what this is gonna do? Like, seriously, like Warner Brothers is going to look at what's going on. They're like, well, we're not gonna do that again. Yeah. That's what's gonna happen, you idiots. You idiots! Like, this makes me so mad.
If anything, if they
it hurts the cause.
They have a second thought about it, it's gonna be negative. It's not gonna be in like, oh, maybe I really should think about.
Because then it's like, maybe
I should give Zach a call, huh?
What if they do make another one? Then they're just gonna want another one. Like, when does it end? You know what I mean? It just shows they're not satisfied with anything. Like,
this is like, I'll tell you right now, Adam Wingard has no fucking control over what happens with your movie. He doesn't.
This is why I don't trust IMDb reviews either, because sometimes people be like, it has a 7 this on IMDb, and I'm like, that means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that shit is trolls and like people like for example, Promising Young Woman. You know how many 1-star reviews there on there because it's a strong female character and it's a feminist film. That's what type of shit is on IMDb. Yeah. If you go on the reviews, never read the IMDb reviews. Never trust the reviews or the scores. Only time I'll read the scores on IMDb is the little Metacritic review box they have of actual critics that get paid to write the reviews, not the user scores. Never the user scores. Just a good rule of thumb.
Yeah. You ruined it because you guys ruined it. You had to do shit like this and you ruined it.
Letterboxd is a very much better online film rating community. Honestly, as much as I disagree with people on there, it's a lot more respectful and
it's not just
there's not a lot of that.
Right.
So
no, it's idiotic, and obviously I'm heated about this more because I am so behind this campaign to hashtag release the Snyderverse. It makes me mad because it's
at least you're speaking up about it.
It's giving people like the good ones out there that are trying to get it done like a bad name, and it pisses me off because like I want to see it happen, and you idiots are out there ruining it. Like what the fuck? Like why did you think this would be a good idea? Why did you think this would be a good idea? I don't know. I don't understand this logic. I wish they didn't do this. I think that the good side of this is that people, I mean, this is still dumb because, never fake review movies, guys, but at least some of us were out there, not me, going out there though and saying, or hashtagging, release the Snyderverse.
I know it's been released the Snyderverse for so long.
Restore the Snyderverse with giving this movie 10 out of 10s, trying to say, hey guys, no, this ain't us. You know what I mean? So that's good. At least they were trying to retract some of these guys and being like, don't listen to these guys. This gives us a bad name. And luckily that worked because the movie did get its score back up. So some of the other review bombers, throwing in the 10 out of 10s with the restore the Snyderverse and hey, don't listen to the guys below, that worked at least. So got the score back up. So I'm happy to see that, people are, doing the right thing, but don't fake review movies either way, folks. No. It's never a good idea. And this was not the way to go about this, and it pisses me off. And not only Warner Brothers, but anybody else who thought about releasing like extended cuts of things are looking at this and be like, oh, maybe that's not a good idea, because then they come in and they're dicks. This is what happens. We don't want this happening in our studio. You know what I mean? So just be respectful, guys. Like have your friendly campaigns on Twitter. There's good ways to do this. So it pisses me off.
Don't bomb another person's movie.
Remember Rotten Tomatoes though? They had to like fix that too because people were like what for Captain Marvel just bombing the scores for that.
I'm so confused. Because if you
so annoying.
Well, you have to verify. They figured it out for theatrical, but evidently not movies that are streaming, which is really weird to me. Because like apparently you got to verify that you've seen the movie if it's theatrical, which this is technically theatrical.
How would you do that?
I don't know. I don't know the difference.
That's weird.
I don't know the difference.
But don't trust Rotten Tomatoes user reviews either. Yeah. That's just my other rule of thumb. Like,
I just imagine
they do the same shit.
I just imagine they have to like take a quiz of the movie. Like they have to answer
take a picture of your ticket
about
stub.
The movie.
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. You have to answer trivia about the movie and send in a picture of your ticket stub.
Yeah.
Who won, Godzilla or Kong? Godzilla, Kong, neither, both. Like what?
Maybe that's how they got in. I mean, they had a 50-50 shot, right?
Neither, both.
Right. Who do you guys got for who's gonna win, Godzilla or Kong?
Kong.
Oh, Godzilla.
Ooh, you're split here.
I know.
What do you got, Cisco?
I think Godzilla will win, but I want Kong to win. So I'll split the difference between you guys.
I'm betting on Kong. I think he will win. I think Kong will win. Yeah.
It's for the same reasons that in an actual fight where both of them wanted to kill each other, Superman wins in a fight over Batman every single time, where they're both actually against each other.
What's gonna happen though is they're gonna team up at the end. They're gonna fight for a little bit and then team up to defeat a bigger threat. That's what always happens in these movies. So
why did you say that name? That's all
I know they're
gonna find out both of their moms.
Both of their moms.
You gotta watch the Honest trailer, dude, for the Snyder Cut.
All right, I will.
It was really good.
There's some good jokes in there.
Sure.
Man.
I'm sure it's
about
great.
Even Martha jokes.
Yeah, I mean the screen joke. They do great stuff over there. So I'm sure it's. I'm sarcastic. I'm sure it's great. I really want to see it. Yeah.
But for the credits, I'll just give you one. For the credits, when they do like the names of the actors, for Mach-Ken, it said Martha Manhunter.
That's good.
That was a really good one.
That's good.
That was a really good one.
What was that Empire Strikes Back one? Oh my gosh, I wish I could think of it. Where Billy D. Williams couldn't think of C-3PO's name, and they showed that little clip of the interview where he's like the droid, where it's and then the lady tries to help him out, and she goes PC-3PO, and he goes PC-3PO,
PC-3PO. Yeah, he says it. I've seen that. He says it completely wrong.
And then they're like starring PC-3PO, where it's just like
PC-3PO. Well, hello there.
Why,
Is he not
hello.
the coolest guy in the galaxy though? Come on.
Oh, come on,
I-
100%.
Even when he
Come on.
even when he fucks up, I feel like Billy D can't
Right.
can't not sound cool.
Yeah.
My, what do we have here? Leia. Welcome, Leia. He just kisses
And Donald
her
Glover
hands
too
so
did an
smoothly.
awesome job with
Donald
his like
Glover was great.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
His
Yeah.
impersonation.
I love him. Yeah, he's great. He's great in the role. No, like I stand by. I think Alden did his best with Han, but like Donald Glover is Lando. Like he
stole
Lando
the
in
movie
that
for me, honestly.
Yeah,
he
was
stole the
great.
movie.
He was great.
Woody
Phenomenal.
Harrelson too. I liked Woody Harrelson there too. Yeah.
Sammy, anyway, on the review bombing, was there anything you wanted to add before we took
Oh
off here?
no, it's just super annoying, and y'all gotta stop. Y'all need therapy, and you need to stop.
Toxic fandoms, man.
All right.
Toxic
I can't.
fandoms.
I
You
still
need to
think
stop.
Star Wars
Go
has probably
outside.
the most toxic, but the
Yeah.
DC is getting there. It's getting bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even if you think it's for a good cause, like even if it's for liking, it's for the case of them liking
They
something.
just want a movie. They just want their movies.
And there's
you know what's
so
gonna
many
happen with
times.
Mortal Kombat 2 next month or whenever.
Right,
It's gonna
exactly.
be the same shit probably.
Exactly. I hope they get the shit figured
If
out.
any of you come for In the Heights, if this shit is still going on by June, I will
yeah.
come
You better leave
for
In the Heights
every
alone.
single one of you.
I don't even
Leave
li- I don't
In
even
the
like
Heights
musicals.
alone.
I don't even like musicals, and I'm hyped for that shit.
I will come for each and every one of you. I will find you. Don't you dare come for In the Heights. Don't
I have
you
a follower
even
on-
think about it.
I have a follower on Twitter that's like she legit like watches that trailer every day, and she's like, I cry every single day when I watch the trailer.
It's so good.
That's insane.
It
But
is
I
a great
get it.
trailer, though. It is a great
When
trailer.
Jimmy Smits
But
walks in, dude.
fair.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Gets me pumped every
Yeah.
time. I'll say that. It doesn't make me cry. But...
Usnavi. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what the fucking Usnavi is, but I can't wait for that. It's Jimmy fucking Smits. I want to see it.
Well, hello, Jimmy Smits.
Yeah. He has a whole song too. Spoiler alert.
You
The
seen his like
character has a
Colt
whole
45
ass song.
commercials too, or
Yeah.
Billy D?
Yeah.
Those are
they're
classic
great. They're
too.
great. Oh,
Colt
yeah.
45,
Colt 45.
smoothest drink in the galaxy. Goes down like blue milk.
Here's the nicest hunk of junk there is. I love Billy D. I love Billy D. Anyway, guys,
Billy D.
that'll do it today. So I want to thank everybody for joining. And Sammy, where can people find you before we go?
Yes, you guys can find me on Instagram. I'm at Samee Ramirez 14, and then also on Twitter and also stereo at Samee Ramirez.
Yeah. And you can catch her on the Dom's Corner here not for much longer. Sorry, I'm getting off track. We'll talk to you guys about that later.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
She's not leaving. Don't worry. And
Yeah,
don't
no,
worry.
yeah,
I
yeah,
promise she's not leaving. But we'll talk to you guys about that later.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway,
I was about to cry.
no, don't worry about it. I slip something. My mind goes in wild places
That's
sometimes.
right.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So definitely
God
follow
damn
her
it.
and all that. And I've been doing the shows with her as well on stereo at Dom Martino. And thank you for joining today, Sammy. And Cisco, thank you for being here. Where can the people find you?
Misfit_minded across all platforms, including stereo, where I just did a 2-hour talk about Rob Zombie's Firefly trilogy, which was really fun. And then every Saturday I do a show called Saturday Matinee, where we pair up 2 movies together. And this week we're doing Godzilla versus Kong and Alien versus Predator. We're having a versus battle episode, and talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier like we've been doing every week. So
Cool.
that'll be a lot of fun. And I'm going on vacation next week, so I unfortunately won't be here for next week's episode. But probably I'll come back for the week after that. But yeah, next week I'm going on vacation. So, but yeah, it's been fun.
Well, I wish you a good time on your vacation.
Where you going?
Yeah.
Yeah, where are you going?
I'm going to Florida.
All right.
Ooh.
Pensacola.
All right. He'll be
Nice.
staying at the Hilton for all you listeners out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
So just make sure
the
you go.
Hilton room 507.
Room 507, West Palm
Yeah.
Beach. Make sure you check
Yes.
them out there.
It'll
And
have the
that's-
bat symbol on it.
Ask for Carl. He'll know the room.
Alfred will escort you out if you try.
Alfred
anything.
himself will escort you from the room. Don't even
Master
try.
Scartozzi is indisposed at the moment.
Yeah, he'll be giving out his in-person reviews for Kong versus Godzilla over there, so you can go follow what he's
Exactly.
doing.
I'll be
find
screaming
him
it from
and
the
he'll let
balcony,
you know.
screaming my review out from the balcony.
Everybody on the beach is gonna know what you think of that one.
Exactly.
But yeah, anyway.
If they don't say King Kong ain't got shit on me in the movie, that's 1 star for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You think
King
their moms?
Kong ain't got shit on me.
You think their both of their mothers' names is gonna be Bertha instead of Martha?
Bertha,
I could just,
yeah.
It sounds like a
Bertha.
big monster name. I got
Yeah,
to save
I
Bertha.
buy that.
Look, save Bertha. Why did you? Can you just imagine
Oh my
like
God.
Kong is down and he's like, save Bertha.
I did hear.
How do you know that?
I heard an interview with Adam Wingard today on a podcast, and he said that
Did he consider it?
he put more expressions in Godzilla and Kong's face. He thinks he
Nice.
says he's like wondering if fans will notice. Well, I'm like, well, you fucking told me now, so now I'm gonna
Now
be looking for it.
Yeah.
Maybe some Bertha action, huh? Maybe we'll get that now.
Maybe a wink, like the wink.
A wink
Oh
camera
my
to
gosh.
Bertha.
Godzilla's just like,
He lights up a smoke like.
yeah, he's
The
like,
sequel's gonna be like Kong versus Godzilla versus Big Bertha.
Versus lung
Big
cancer.
Bertha.
Godzilla smoking too much.
well, cancer. Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, guys, we were wrapping up.
Oh, man.
You can follow me on Twitter at Dom_Martino_ and on Instagram Dom_Martino_official. And again, I am on Stereo, so be sure to follow me there. If you guys haven't already, please hit the like button below, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback on the comments section, and share this with your friends. And before Jareth comes in and slaps me, hit that bell for notifications. We'll see you guys later. Please don't review bomb movies. And
Don't review bomb this channel, please.
Yep. I want to thank everybody for joining.
Take a deep breath.
And
Go
we'll
outside.
see you guys next week. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.